right, guys. So old Bodie the dog and I got to sneak out a couple times in the last week and a half or so, and I'm going to show you a little bit of footage that I found. By the way, Bodie is a rescue. We don't know what he is. He's some kind of mix, but for Valentine's Day, I bought Sarah one of those things where you send in a swab and it tells you what the animal is. That is the biggest waste of money in the world. They said he's 100% Cocker Spaniel, and the only thing we know for sure is that he ain't 100% anything. But anyway, we slipped out. This first footage is from probably 2 weeks ago, and then the second piece of footage here is from the last few days. I got out, and I now understand why all my buddies who had kids just kind of disappeared from tournament fishing because, man, it gets really tough holding down not just a job, but running a business. And I understand it a lot more now than I ever did before, but I got out and just kind of poked around a little bit. Fishing was not particularly good. Apparently, the gates in Lavon and Hubbard had been open, so you got a lot of water flowing through. But I got a peek at this fish, and I could tell it was a pretty solid fish. And the problem with it was for me to see it, there was only one way for me to set the boat up, and that fish was set up looking right at me. And I messed with this fish for probably 20 minutes and I finally backed away. I can't see the fish now. I can just see the shadow of, or I can just see the nest, and I can see her shadow every once in a while. So I just backed off, and once I backed away from her, lesson in nest fishing, she got way more aggressive than she is clearly either, or if at all. And she got real aggressive real quick. I'm pitching a little quarter ounce 6 inch jig in there on her, in a black and blue with a Zoom trailer. 15 pound Seagar fluorocarbon Vizex line and just it's a little light jig rod if I lose. And I think this is the second or third pitch I made on her once I backed the boat. She bit.
Took me a long, long time to catch that fish. That fish bit when I first pulled up. Couldn't see her. And she wouldn't bite. Stuck the bait up there. Just kept going after. Finally backed out where I could barely see her. I flipped the camera once and I saw a flare on it. That was success jig. That's solid.
So I got a lot of wind noise even though I'm in the marina there. And so that fish is, I think, probably a quarter, and there was actually a pretty good sized male with her. I stuck my nose back in there, and the male spooked when I caught the female, so I was never able to put a swing on the male again. And I think I had a couple of more fish. The video footage that front camera is actually, I think, probably still in the boat. And I think there may be some other footage too. But anyway, so that was the trip over there a week and a half ago. And then here's some more recent footage from going over there in the last couple of days.
It's so
This is
hot.
actually in a
My
different
God, dude,
marina.
why did you bring me out here? It's so
Needless
damn
to
hot.
say, we fish a lot of marinas at Hubbard if they're not on the main lake rocks. And I was really wanting to fish the marinas. And it happens just this quick. I had gone through there with a shaky head, and I had several of them both thump it, swim off with it, and not get a hook in them. Small fish, but I'd also seen a couple of decent fish react to it, which I kind of suspected were fish on the nest. It would fall down there, and you'd see them nose up on it, but they just wouldn't eat it. And when that happens, a lot of times you can go to a wacky worm. But look what happens here, real quick. See you later. There's 400 and something dollars in the lake. Luckily, cat-like reflexes, I recovered it. But anyway, um, put on and I went weightless with just with a black blue Cinco on little old light uh, 20 pound fluorocarbon, excuse me, 20 pound braid with a 10 pound leader. And I saw a fish right when I stood up, but then I turned, and you're going to see it does not take very long once I pick up the wacky worm for the action to really pick up.
I'm not going to say that that's anything, but I had 2 or 3 in a row react to that, to my shaky head, and they wouldn't eat it. So I sat down, I tied on just a regular old Senko, shake on a wacky worm, and took about 2 casts for one to say, gimme, gimme, gimme. Better fish. Go to the dog. Excuse me, sir. Solid little 2.25. It's a little bitty 6 cents. Oh, kissy. Hold on, you're in the line, Bubba. Hold on, Bubba. Stop. Okay.
So you're sitting there thinking to yourself, Ken, why are you fishing the same 100-yard stretch of water? Well, there were 7 of us in there. So it uh, it was really crowded, and I went in 2 marinas, and they were both just full of boats. So and look, you're next to DFW, so you got a ton of people wanting to fish and not travel very far, kind of like me. So I just got this little stretch, little rock drop here. I'm sitting in about 8 or 9 feet of water right there, and just sort of tapers off with rocks and trash. And there's a little tree right up here in front of me that I lost 2 different fish out of. And I just stayed right in this little stretch and minded my own business.
Little shaky head.
So anyway, that fella right there you see in that 10 boat coming at me, he's a local. This is a Friday afternoon, and he and his partner had just won the Tuesday night tournament earlier in the week. They had right at just over 20 pounds. And he had told me, he said, he was out that morning and it was cloudy in the morning, and he said it was a pretty good rock bite, crankbait bite, moving bait bite early, or earlier in the day until the sun burned those clouds off. And he said it really slowed down for him as well. But I got a lot of bites, really enjoyed myself. I'm not showing you all the little fish I caught here, but just fun day. Just it's so close. It's 25 minutes from where I store my boat to the ramp there off the highway, and easy to get in, easy to get out, and lots of fish. So anyway, so just Bo and I, and old Bo, I mentioned earlier, he was into all three of our dogs we have adopted or found. Sam, we found at the Monterey boat ramp, and I don't know how many more boat trips old Bo's got in him. He's really aged, and he's showing some health issues, but I want to get him out and let him enjoy another day with me, and before it gets too hot, and he sure had a good time. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Got some more stuff coming for y'all. Next week, I don't think I need more video footage for you this week, but I'm working on some stuff for next week. So we'll have some videos up for you next week, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.